Why did Operation Rolling Thunder have high pilot losses? Imagine flying into a war zone where every move is watched and every target is fiercely defended. That's what pilots faced during Operation Rolling Thunder. This campaign was meant to weaken North Vietnam through sustained bombing, but it came with a heavy toll on the pilots involved. The reason for these high losses lies in many interconnected factors. First, the campaign shifted from a psychological effort to a direct attack on military and logistical targets. This change meant pilots had to fly into heavily defended areas, exposing them to intense enemy fire. North Vietnamese defenses had become smarter and more prepared. They used surface-to-air missiles, anti-aircraft guns, and fast MiG fighter planes to fight back. The most dangerous of these was the Soviet-supplied SA-2 guideline missile, which could hit aircraft from a distance. The terrain also played a big role. Dense jungles and mountains provided cover for anti-aircraft guns and missile sites, making it harder for pilots to spot and avoid threats. The North Vietnamese knew their territory well and used it to their advantage. Meanwhile, U.S. restrictions on what targets could be hit limited the effectiveness of the bombing. Politicians wanted to avoid provoking China or the Soviet Union, so they kept strikes away from certain military sites. This meant pilots often attacked less important targets that didn't significantly weaken North Vietnam's war effort. Aircraft like the F-105 Thunder Chief, which flew many of the bombing missions, were built for speed and payload but were vulnerable in this environment. These planes flew many sorties and faced constant danger, leading to mechanical failures and fatigue among pilots. The demanding missions increased the chances of accidents and losses. Another key point is that North Vietnam proved to be resilient. Instead of breaking morale, the bombing often strengthened local support for the communist cause. The prolonged campaign meant pilots kept flying into danger over many months, which added up to high cumulative losses. In short, the high pilot losses during Operation Rolling Thunder came from tough defenses, political limits on targets, the challenging environment, and the limitations of the aircraft and tactics used. All these factors combined made flying missions extremely dangerous and contributed to the heavy toll on pilots during this escalation phase of the Vietnam War.